is the root guru for the Gelugpa school of Tibetan Buddhism. There's also a Karmapa. There are, each of these traditions has a root guru, right? But within that organization, though, there isn't really any structure. I mean, there are monasteries and there are abbots in those monasteries, but it's not really, it doesn't have the same sort of structure. My role in my Sangha is Acharya. I'm a teacher and something of a disciplinarian. Right? If you come in and you don't do your prostrations, I will point that out to you, that sort of thing. Other questions?
How do you try to incorporate a eightfold path into your life every day?
That's a good question. I said earlier that sometimes I'm a Buddhist, right? Sometimes I do a very good job. Look, it's really about transforming our minds, transforming ourselves, right? This is a slow business. I mean, okay, here's where it gets a little sticky. I have had an infinite number of lifetimes to create all of these bad habits, okay? It doesn't go away overnight. Only by being aware of what we do. Remember I said most of the time my brain is just running and I'm not even here. Okay? When you're on autopilot, buddy, you can't really be following the Eightfold Noble Path. I mean, you can, but you have to be a very highly realized individual. Right? For most of us, we have to keep bringing ourselves back into the moment, and what is the next right thing? Right? Keeping in mind that these paths, remember, right view, right speech, all these things, right? We have to build them in, and as I said, it's a slow process. But you've got as much time as you need. But you have to be diligent. Remember, one of those is right effort. Yes? Okay? Which means stay at it. This is not instantaneous. Nobody's coming in, wiping the slate clean, and turning you into something else. There is nobody out there. Right? Ultimately, this religion is a religion of personal responsibility. There's no one to blame. There's no one to honk off. Okay? There's no one to ask for forgiveness. There are only actions and consequences. Period. Everything you see is the result of everything that went before. And because that's true, every instant in time is perfect. When we can learn to see it this way, our suffering goes away. Okay? There's another question, please. Yes, sir. Remember a few moments ago I said that if something is true, it is always true. Yes? Okay. So what I can tell you is it is my personal belief that Jesus Christ was a perfected being. His teachings are perfect when they are understood and applied appropriately. There is no real difference. Right? I mean, in Buddhism, we talk about loving kindness, and guys, you gotta forgive me because I know I'm not gonna get this right. But it seems to me that somewhere I had read that the injunction under which we live is the following: love one another as I have loved you. Okay? Notice that goes a long way beyond do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Think about that. Love one another as I have loved you. This is what I aspire to. So I think whatever I have gained or learned from the teachings of Christ are part of me. I can't remove them because there's no reason to. It's truth. But there were many things that I found difficult. The Buddha said, hey, don't believe this stuff just because I'm telling you. You have to have the personal experience of these truths in order for them to make any sense. of the problems I had was when I was growing up, none of you were, no, I don't even think. Anyway, there was something called the Baltimore Catechism. Okay? Okay? And there would be statements, right? What is God? God is this and this and this. You better have the things just right, or the nun would whack you upside the head.